In the race for geopolitical, economic and digital supremacy in artificial intelligence, AI, China and the US undoubtedly hold the lead, along with the UK in tow alongside Japan, South Korea, Germany and India. The global leaders each boast greater wealth for investment, wider talent pools, and broader access to public and private sector innovation, advantages, perhaps, the UK cannot match, especially post-Brexit. While the UK punches above its weight on technology, its status has been slipping and it cannot afford to fall even more behind. When the government launched its 10-year national AI strategy in September, the Digital Secretary Nadine Dorries hailed the roadmap's vision. These plans, added the Business Secretary Kwasi Kwarteng, would translate the tremendous potential of AI into better growth, prosperity and social benefits to the UK, and lead the charge in applying AI to the greatest challenges of the 21st century. Indeed, serving as the birthplace of Alan Turing, Ada Lovelace and DeepMind, the UK has at least on paper a heritage rich enough to realize its full potential. The document, however, also serves as a reality check, acknowledging the UK ranks third in the world on several fronts including AI publication citations per capita, and the total number of AI companies. The National AI Strategy, the government believes, is the crucial next step in turning the tide. Experts, however, are less enthusiastic and dispute whether it goes far enough in key areas such as investment and regulation. AI is a general-purpose technology, according to the strategy, akin to James Watt's 1776 steam engine. Spanning the next 10 years, the government's strategy focuses on the three broad pillars of investment, economic transition, and governance. These unite under the common aim of making the UK the best place to live and work with AI, with clear rules and applied ethical principles. Among proposed future actions include launching a new national AI research and innovation program, to align funding programs across UK research councils and Innovate UK. This is set out alongside finding ways to ensure AI policy supports the government's ambition to secure a strategic advantage through science and technology. Finally, the document proposes setting out, in early 2022, a white paper on a pro-innovation national position for governing and regulating AI. The National AI Strategy notes the government has invested more than £2.3 billion into AI initiatives since 2014. Experts who've studied it, however, say promises on future funding don't go far enough. The future investment streams cited are rather opaque, given it was published before October's budget. Chancellor Rishi Sunak did, then, commit £550 million for a skills revolution to quadruple the places available on AI and security bootcamps. Roughly 3 times the levels of investment discussed are actually needed, however, according to David Schreier, AI futurist and professor of practice, AI and innovation, at Imperial College. As an example, he explains, the new budget published in October allocated £23 million for AI and data science training. £100 million would be much better. Remember that the UK is competing on a global stage. The government's £2.3 billion of investment since 2014 is dwarfed, Schreier says, by China's contribution last year, alone. This stood at a staggering figure of £52 billion, with private sector companies ploughing in billions more. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Peter van der Putten, Director of Decisioning and AI Solutions at Pegasystems, and Assistant Professor of AI and Creative Research at Leiden University. So, it will be interesting to revisit the action plan in 6 to 12 months and see how many of the actions have been ticked off. One should put one's money where one's mouth is, so these plans will need to be accompanied by proper levels of investment, and hard commitments on these investments are still lacking. Although the UK's research budget can't compete pound for pound on a per capita basis with the United States or China, nor probably the EU, Labour MP Darren Jones heralds how we already punch above our weight in the global AI arena. Our AI strategy was, correctly, very innovation-driven, said Jones, who is also the chair of Parliament's Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy Select Committee, tells IT Pro. It looked very much at R&D, research collaborations, innovation and type development, which, of course, is crucial because it's a new general-purpose technology. He also feels the UK must find its own distinct AI role in the world, however, rather than duplicating or competing directly with researchers in the top 2 nations. He, and others, highlight AI ethics and international standards as a route towards adding value, although Jones acknowledges the elephant in the room, adding, An ethical values-based framework in authoritarian regimes compared to democratic countries is fundamentally different. Despite these difficulties, he affirms the UK mustn't drop this idea we have something to say, and offer to the world, around ethics, regulation and standards. He does, though, question whether the strategy's focus on these elements is as strong as previous expressions of intent. Making progress on implementing this strategy is now critical, experts argue. Schreier, for instance, says the government must invest in universities as hotbeds of AI innovation, while Goldstaub wants to ensure the strategy delivers on promises of data and AI literacy for all young people. This would foster a nation of engaged, informed and empowered consumers of the technology, she says, and aid the battle against companies with biased or unethical AI technologies.